What's going on? As many of you know, cybersecurity is a never-ending game of cat and mouse. Every week, we see new exploits, fresh attack strategies, and breaches that make you wonder how some of these big organizations still fall for the most basic security mistakes. And this time, it's the SEC. Yes, the Security and Exchange Commission, the government agency responsible for regulating the small, minute, and unimportant financial markets. Their official X got hacked, and all it took was a good old SIM swapping attack. Yup, that's right, you heard it here. No fancy zero-day exploits, no ultra-sophisticated nation-state hacking. Yup, just the usual, some good old-fashioned social engineering. And the results? A fake Bitcoin EFT announcement that caused a stir in the market before it was taken down. So, let's just break down, how did this happen? According to this article from BleepingComputer's Sergey Gallant, the hacker, a 23-year-old from Alabama, used a SIM swapping attack to get access to the SEC's official Twitter account. If you're unfamiliar with SIM swapping, let me just give you a brief explanation here. It's a type of social engineering attack where the attacker gathers information on the target. This can be done through a myriad of ways, such as breaches, social media, or phishing, the classic phishing. They call the victim's mobile phone carrier, so AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and convince the carrier to transfer their phone number to a new SIM card. Once the attacker has control of the victim's number, it's pretty much a wrap. They can bypass two-factor authentication and reset account passwords, and just like that, they're in. Now that we're aware of how the attacker got in, just what did they do with this all-important SEC Twitter account? Post a fake announcement about Bitcoin, of course. Yes, this attacker got access to the SEC's official Twitter account to make a fake post, about Bitcoin EFT approval, which, if true, would have been a huge deal in the crypto world. Within minutes, the tweet was deleted and the SEC confirmed the hack, but the damage was so done by this point. The kind of misinformation that can lead to market manipulation, and did lead to market manipulation, as it caused Bitcoin to jump by $1,000, and also quickly plummet by $2,000. Right after the SEC caught wind of this little hijinks that this 23-year-old from Alabama was up to. Now that we understand the whole story and sort of the premise and the whole attack, we are left wondering, just why was it so easy? Because here's the thing, SIM swapping attacks are not new. They've been around for years, and they've worked because too many organizations still rely on SMS-based two-factor authentication, which at this point is basically a ticking time bomb. Instead of using strong authentication methods like hardware security keys, authenticator apps, or passkeys, a lot of people, including high-profile accounts, believe it, such as the SEC Security and Exchange Commission's X account, are still stuck to SMS-based two-factor authentication. And when that happens, you're basically just one well-placed phone call to a phone carrier away from losing your entire account. So yeah, this wasn't some next-level cyber attack. It was just some bad security practices at play, and the classic social engineering. So what can the rest of us take away from this? Well, number one, ditch SMS-based two-factor authentication if you haven't already, especially these big businesses and big enterprises and the government, which has the most to lose, obviously. And switch to something that's harder to crack and doesn't take just one well-placed phone call to get entire access to accounts. 2, watch out for social engineering. We see this all the time. I know it's easier said than done, but please keep an eye out for it. And yet again, what I always harp back to, bigger enterprises and organizations need to take cyber more seriously. If government agencies like the SEC can get hacked easily, imagine how vulnerable smaller businesses are. And honestly, it's a little wild to think that information these days is so easy to manipulate and can actually have such big influence on the market, such as we see with this attack and the effect it had on Bitcoin. At the end of the day, this hack was entirely preventable. If the SCT had stronger security in place, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. But hey, what do you guys think? Should SMS-based two-factor authentication just die already? And do you think this was just an isolated incident? Or are we going to be seeing a lot more high-profile SIM swapping attacks in the future? Let me know in the comments. If you like this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more security content, and as always, stay safe out there.